All right, the market take it and then give it back and then try to take what it gives back again. All over confusion on trade. The president tweeting a little while ago that the U.S. is under no pressure to make a deal with China. And this as China is meeting with everybody but us, including Russia, Japan, Venezuela, you name it, to Lieutenant Colonel Danny Davis on if China could be playing its cards exactly right on this. Colonel, you know, many are reading into the fact that China isn't blinking on this, or doesn't appear to be, and is striking deals and trying to win over U.S. business interests, including Boeing and a lot of high-tech concerns, including Apple, that it's playing a patience game. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I mean, you know, almost everything China does is focused on the long term and you know, thinking in long-term increments of time because they want to get to where they want to go. And I think one of the things that harms us in a number of different areas is that we have too short of a time frame and we want immediate results. And oftentimes the means we use to get that just are short term and they don't actually provide long-term benefit for our country. And so specifically in this case, you know, I think we might could take a page out of their playbook and use some patience here because we do have a lot of leverage over that. And I'm glad the president said that. He absolutely should not be, you know, being in a hurry to make a deal unless it's in our interest and our benefit. And I think ultimately he's interested in a fair and balanced trade policy that it benefits both nations.
And, you know, I don't know what is Mandarin for chutzpah, Colonel, but when I saw the Chinese imploring the WTO to maybe, you know, get sanctions or trade tariffs approved on U.S. goods, this is the same WTO that many argue still treats China like a developing country and gets pretty much what it wants and has kind of rigged it in its favor. Now, there are variations of that, I grant you, but they are on offense here. They don't appear on defense.
Well, they are, and they're going to do everything they can. But, I mean, you know, depends on what you bring to the table, how effective your offense is going to be. And as long as I think President Trump recognizes that we still have, you know, the overwhelming strong negotiating position here, as long as we can remain patient, because China is dependent on us, you know, as much as we're dependent on them. And we both have interest in having these things worked out. And I think that they're using this WTO as just almost a marketing ploy to say, hey, we're not going to be pushed around. But we also recognize that we do have some leverage, and as long as we're, you know, look for a win-win situation, I think that we can actually succeed, and it'll help out our nation as well as China.
You know, you've traveled the world, Colonel, so you know when you're dealing with our enemies and our friends, there are ways about saving face and ways to make sure you get what you want as well. John Kennedy would practice that with the late Soviet Union. Ronald Reagan, much the same in dealing with a host of crises. You could argue Bill Clinton and all. Is there a way that this administration should go about getting a deal that doesn't make it look bad for China? In other words, since that's so important to China and everything we read indicates that they can't be looking like they're humiliated, even though they might have to come to the table eventually because economically they're getting humiliated. How do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. That's something I've long advocated because I think that especially using things like trade in a positive way is one of the best means of diplomacy we have. And the diplomacy is focused on benefiting the United States, but in a way that also can benefit others. And what you have to do is you have to understand the Chinese mentality, which you've kind of alluded to right there. And there are definitely ways to do things behind the scenes. And you can be tough and firm behind the scenes. And there's better ways to do things in public, as you mentioned with Reagan and several others who do the same thing, but they were very hard behind the scenes, and I think we can do the same thing too. And once we get all that, you know, that hard talk done behind the scenes and we come to an agreement, then we can all put a good face on it, and that's going to help our country.
Real quickly, while I've got you, the North Korea situation right now, where the two presidents are looking at is President Kim Jong-un and President Trump, maybe arranging another meeting. What do you think of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really good development. You know, you've got Kim Jong-un and Moon Jae-in are going to be meeting here in just about a week or so to move that further down the line. And when you saw that North Korea didn't bring out their Hwasong 15s and 14s, the ICBMs that could reach the United States during that last week at their parade, you know, it was a good sign that, hey, we want to work something out. We want to make this succeed. And I think it's a good move for President Trump to do that, as long as behind the scenes that we can figure out, you know, if we can get something concrete that can actually move things, you know, tangibly forward. But I think it's a good potential move.
All right, we shall see. Colonel, always a pleasure, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.